listening to Gamers Chat Podcast.
Welcome to Gamers Chat Podcast, where we're going to have off-the-wall conversations about technology and video games. We'll take our topics and chat about them in the most opinionated way possible. Just like the name of the show, we are gamers who love to chat about the most recent news we can find about technology and video games. This is episode 7. We have a lot to cover tonight. Bungie could lose its independence from Sony. E3 closes its doors forever. Sega rebooting the classics. GTA 6 is skipping PC at launch. The day before review and closure. In our new section, Knyght Tech News, Nvidia's 4080s and 4070 Ti's are getting a production freeze. And Sony PlayStation's PS5 Pro could be armed with AMD's RDNA 3 GPU architecture. I am your host and your Scrooge from the holiday season, the one and only Ebenezer Scrooge, Jacob, a.k.a. Lunar Knight. Bah humbug. My co-host tonight is my Bob Crackett without his Tiny Tim, Darren, a.k.a. Short Doggy 626.
Hello.
All right, Shorty, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Technically, I am Tiny Tim, all grown up. Just saying.
Oh, that is true. That is true. If I could see you now, they would know it.
Yes. But I am doing good, bro. I've been looking forward to this episode. I know this week has been hectic, but here we are.
We are here. All right. So let's just dive in and go ahead and get started with our news. We've got several things to talk about. Well, first off, let's talk about the Game Awards for a second. I mean,
it's
not part of our topics, but heck, I mean, it was recent, and I was kind of surprised by the overall
results.
Yes, thank you.
Personally, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of happy how things played out. Yes, I was surprised too. Kind of wish some of the homies would shut up by how things played out. I just, I get it. Spider-Man didn't win. Spider-Man 2 did not win.
They didn't win any of their 7.
They didn't win out of anything. To be honest and to be fair, everybody that have won deserved that win.
Yeah,
besides Sexy L. I'm sorry, my boy Yuri. My boy Yuri still did a better voice, but I mean, come on, homie with L. Once I realized that's who he voiced, I was like, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. All the sense.
All the sense.
Deserves it too. He still deserves it too, though. I'm not gonna try to downplay it because, that man. I'm just gonna leave it there.
All right, sounds good. So if you guys didn't get a chance to watch the Game Awards this year, the big winner this year was Baldur's Gate 3. They managed to win a handful of awards this year, and they obviously earned them fairly well based off of what the community had voted for. So,
yeah, be completely honest with you, I'm saying, even though Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2, because Alan Wake did take a good chunk of wins on too. Even though those two games was not on my radar, I'm happy, especially with Baldur's Gate 3, that did win Game of the Year, because it just goes to show that hey, you can make a great game, minor bugs, good story, good community support, just by putting the time, work, and effort into it, and not have to worry about microtransactions and DLCs and stuff like that. Just make a game that people that is your love child and share it to the world. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hope more game developers and publishers, companies will take notes from the studio behind Baldur's Gate 3, because we need more games like that. We need more games. It's just fun and have a crap ton of replay value.
Yeah. I kind of wish you would use a different terminology than love child, because that's just a little disturbing in my opinion, but
Okay.
not too late. You've already made it. You already made your choice. But it's it is, for a game that has been well developed and well received, we definitely needed a game that is going to be kind of well rounded and very close to being complete, if not complete, and definitely with plenty of content to be able to play around with and make it enjoyable for the community to be able to enjoy the game, so. But yeah, that was the big winner with this year was Baldur's Gate 3. So, and I'm actually looking to pick that up and play it myself very soon.
Oh, same here. You want to know something I do find funny though? The one game that I actually thought would get something or would be nominated for something wasn't nominated for nothing at all, and that was Hogwarts Legacy. How does
I didn't really see that game as a contender. I mean, it was a good make of a Harry Potter game and whatnot, but I still don't think it was contender worthy.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, because
you've played the game, so you have more insight than I do, but just from what I've seen, it's just that game just kind of hit or miss, and it missed a lot of areas that people were not.
Oh yeah,
with.
Yeah, that is the truth, and honestly, yeah, you're right. I gotta agree with you, but still, if certain titles in drought, I think it could have played a role, but better luck next time. I don't know. Hogwarts Legacy 2?
If there is.
If there's a 2. Like, you never know. You never know in the industry. Oh.
No, you never know. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. First topic we're going to talk about is the most upcoming game that people have been raving about and wanting for years that has finally been confirmed is GTA 6.
Yes.
And it has been confirmed that it is going to be next gen only, and they are skipping PC at launch. So I am very disappointed in that. I am very, very disappointed in that. I think that they're missing an opportunity, but they are apparently going with history, where they've done this before, where they've done GTA games and they've launched it out to the consoles, and then at some point they would launch it out onto PC at some point in the future. Yeah. But it hasn't been consistent. It's always been, in some cases it was like a year wait, then it was like a 2-year wait, and now we don't know how long it would be before GTA 6 could even come out to PC. So we have no idea. But right now, the game is being told that it is being launched out for Xbox Series X and S and the PS5 only. There was no mention of the game being launched for PCs.
So it's it is next gen only.
Next gen only. They are not bringing it to the PS4 or the Xbox One series.
In all honesty, and I think that's fair. I know a lot of PS4, Xbox One owners is gonna disagree with me with this, but I think it's time for them to really start, focusing on the current gen and not the previous current gens. And like on the part of it not coming to PC, I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest with you, because a part of me is disappointed, because it's like, well, dang, I want don't get me wrong, I do want to get more games. I got better utilize the gaming aspect of my PC. But at the same time, I can understand why they would focus on the consoles solely for the launch. Because, honestly, within the last two GTA games that came out on PC, well, not two GTA games, the last two Rockstar games to come out on PC, which was GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, those versions was leaps and bounds better, graphically speaking, than their console counterparts. Even now, I think the only thing that the PS5 version of GTA 5 have on GTA 5 for the PC version, and I think it's just one slightly smoother with ray tracing. That's it. Personally, I think I think they might just they might have just want nothing to get leaked out after the game launch. You know what I'm saying?
That still doesn't explain why they wouldn't launch the game with PC players at the same time. It really doesn't. I mean, they're like I said, they're just following a history is what they're doing. I mean, they are simply just doing what they've always done. Like they've done it with GTA 4, which didn't land until 2008 on PC, and then they did it to GTA 5, which didn't land on PC until 2015, which was nearly 2 years later than the console launch. And then they did the same thing again with Red Dead Redemption 2, which that was in 2018, which was nearly a full year later when they released the game. So they have a tendency to hold these games for a period of time before they're like really putting these games out on PC. And for what reason? There's no real reason, I don't think, because they're not really saying. I mean, they're
and I mean,
they're just not opening the PC ports available.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to say too, because it's like at this point, technology wise, it's not really much. It's not really much you can improve on before you go, between the console and PC, between console and PCs. I know some PC purists be mad at me about that, but I mean, we kind of the game, because the game from the trailer alone, if I'm not mistaken, the trailer is how in-game looks, right? I don't really see how much more they can improve on between a console launch and a PC launch. So yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's just I get the whole thing with sticking with history, sticking with work for you, but at the same time, you gotta mix it up sometimes, folks. Do something different. You gotta do something different sometimes. It may be out of a little bit out of your comfort zone. If it comes at the PC version, comes out a little buggy or some problems, then okay, work on it. But don't. If your game is not a console exclusive, it kind of is at launch, but it's not a particular exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man.
That's my thing, though. It's like I don't even think it is a marketing thing. I think it's just a choice. I don't see how it is a marketing thing because, I mean, unless they're really doing it to make phases out of things, and they're like, you know what, console sales are down, let's go ahead and do PC sales just to increase the things up, whatever. That's one thing, but at the same time, I think that's not really a good enough reason to leave PC players out of that realm for so long. Because, I mean, there are so many games out there that I could get for a PlayStation 5 that I would love to play, but I'm not going to go buy a PlayStation 5 just to play one game.
That is true.
At the same time, there have been other games out there that I would love to play that are you know, that have been released for the PC, or not for PC, but for console. And I just don't see a principle in doing that if it's just kind of come out on PC at some relative point. But
Yeah.
why? Why would you make a marketing move like that if that is a marketing tactic to just do console only for a period of time and then release it to PC? I mean, I can understand it to some extent, I think, but in reality, as a gamer, if I wanted to play GTA 6, I don't think it's fair. And that's not fair to the PC community.
You're right. I cannot. Right. Not fair to commit. It's not fair to the PC community. I mean, ah,
I mean,
but
that's it. I mean, but that's all they're doing. They're just following their own trend. I mean, they're not doing.
We still have so even though they have confirmed it for now, we still have a year. I'm going to say 2 years.
Well, it doesn't count for 2025.
Yeah, and Rockstar is known for their delays. We kind of like for the last couple of years, we kind of great games. So they could change their mind from between now and then, and decide to go ahead and release it. Like, go ahead and start to open up the floodgate altogether. You know what I'm saying? But
they could, but I don't see that happening once they've already made a public announcement of the official trailer. I don't see it happening. So Rockstar has some work ahead of them, and I just think that they should have, thought about this a little bit more than just doing it on console only. That's just my opinion, but
I respect your opinion.
I'm not gonna go buy a PS5 or an Xbox One just to play GTA 6.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's just not worth it. I made that mistake back with Killer Instinct and the Xbox One. What's not worth it?
Yeah. No, not worth it at all. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. I am intrigued about this topic, or this article, but it actually makes me very, very happy, if you can't tell by the sound of my voice.
Okay.
Anyways, so Sega is planning on rebooting some retro franchises, including Crazy Taxi and Streets of Rage, as Game Corporation eyes Hollywood expansions. Now, what does that mean? Well, I have no idea. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, according to the article, Sega plans on rebooting a handful of retro franchises such as Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio, and Shinobi. And this is kind of has to do with the relationship of what Sega has experienced in the success of their Hollywood counterparts, where they've been successful in making movies based off of these franchises. So just similar to that of what they did with Sonic. In 2020, Sonic made over $316 million box office wide for the first movie, and then they managed to make over $405 million in the 2022 sequel in the box office. So they were very successful in that prospect of bringing that franchise to the Hollywood port. But again, the other franchises such as Shinobi, apparently Shinobi movie adaptation was picked back up in 2016, and I guess that's still in works. And then Lionsgate film has landed the rights to Streets of Rage last year, and they recruited John Wick writer Derek Kolstad. So they are looking to redefine those games into making them successful Hollywood productions. So So those are things that they're looking about to do. And but at the same time, Sega also announced a couple of these games, or showed a teaser of some of these things back on the Game Awards on December 7th, indicating that they were kind of bringing these things to light. And it looks like it's going to be a long road ahead before anything comes to light, or anything being released, but at least we can look at the next possible 2 years for at least one of them to come to release. So but yeah, I mean, I'm excited though. I think the one game that I would be really excited, I'm looking forward to, is going to be Jet Set Radio.
Oh, for me, it's going to be, honestly, Crazy Taxi and Street of Rage. Just, honestly, with Street of Rage, it's just that little bit of clip I saw in during the rewards. If that's what that's how that game gonna look, it looks like gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, plus, who don't like a good? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of very old schooly slide scroller beat 'em ups, but I do not mind getting my hand down and dirty with a good game every now and then. And Street of Rage is one of those games that always been fun to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I get it. But like Jet Set Radio, I'm trying to. The heck? Jet Set Radio. I'm trying to remember, because that was the not skateboarding, but roller skate game, right?
Something like that, I believe so. Yeah, I think it was a rollerblade type game, or a futuristic rollerblading type.
Yeah. I remember that. I think it was on Dreamcast original, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Or at least one of them. I don't remember if they did something on Sega prior to him, but I know it was on Sega Dreamcast.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, now it's coming back. Yeah.
But I'm down for some Streets of Rage too. That game that was part of my childhood when it was on the old Sega Genesis.
I think Crazy Taxi were ones that kind of left a lasting expression for me growing up, and the funny thing is, because I remember watching their little Netflix special.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I should have known then Sega had something planned, because it was like, wait, I got crazy. Was it Crazy Taxi Ubisoft at one point?
I don't remember, but it was owned by Sega.
Okay. I don't know. They made a reference. They made a little reference to it, and it kind of had me want to play the game again, and hopefully we can get that chance to play within the next year or so.
Well, like I said, none of the games are planning on being released until later, way later. So we're looking at least until 2 years from now, minimum.
Oh, dang. Oh, well, shoot. Oh, well, let me ask you this. Do you think they would do all platforms, or do you think it would be like a Nintendo exclusive type deal, or?
I don't know. It all depends on who really has the rights on Sega, but I'm hoping it's going to be on at least on PC, Xbox, and Switch.
Oh yeah, same here. Definitely.
So nothing against PS5, but or PlayStation, but I think, if I remember correctly, I think Xbox or Microsoft has some sort of agreement with Sega. I cannot remember to save my life at this point, but and don't quote me on this, people. Don't quote me on this. This is what I'm trying to remember. But if that is the case, I could just see it being, only Xbox, PC, and the Switch. But
I mean, I could see it. I've been thinking, like, I'm happy that you brought it up because, like, with the Like a Dragon games, the Yakuza games, Sega owned properties.
Mm-hmm.
I've been just like, we have got it dated. Actually, no, never dated the whole series on Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
now. So it could be a possibility. So it could be a possibility where these games will come out on all platforms, but we may be able to play them free on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that because honestly, I think it would be nice to be able to play some Street of Rage, kind of getting the whole co-op thing. That I just kind of a blast with it, just like the good old days. Well,
yeah, no,
good old days for you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Calling me out like that, man. Quit calling me out.
I can't help it, man. When I see the white note and that beard of yours, man, I'm just like, dang, brother, you are getting up there, ain't you?
All right, that's it. Time to dye the facial hair.
I don't be like the Santa Claus now.
I'll be how I want to be.
Oh,
So that's something to look forward to. And if you guys are interested in the old retro games being rebooted and being brought back to life, those are a few games that you can look forward to playing in the near future. So
yep.
I hope you guys are ready for that because I am, and I really hope that this does well for Sega because I loved Sega games. They were always a fun and a blast to play, and I just honestly hope that this does well for them because they could really use that kind of motivation to bring more things out.
Yes.
So, and especially if they plan on, bringing out movies and correlations to this, I'm hoping that they will be able to like get these games developed, get them up there, get them out there for that. So that way, like the directors and the producers and people that love to play video games in the movie industry can play these games and get that proper feel for the game and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do to make this movie reenact a lot like the game and have like a lot of the correlations to the game without making it, worse than, trying to do it without any inspiration at all. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Sega's been successful, at these things and so far, and I hope that their success continues.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. I'm excited for that. And that just brings a smile to my face.
Dude, man, the same here. I just can't wait. You know what? You definitely bring back the old school Sonic Adventure game, like the Dreamcast Sonic Adventures too. If they're gonna assist in bringing things back, just give me that little treat. Those are Sonic. That was my child. Bring.
True, that was a good game. I love that game.
Hey.
What they need to do is they just like they've done the little mini consoles of the Sega Genesis and stuff like that. They need to bring the Dreamcast system back and put Sonic.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That I can honestly see that. I can honestly see that making some money. Or I mean, shoot, or another thing you could do. And I mean, because Sega, they got the Sega Genesis on Nintendo Switch, right?
Yep.
They got the Sega Genesis. Give us a category. Give us one with the Sega Dreamcast. Just have all those games there, guys. Because I would love to be able to be like, yeah, kids, my niece stuff. Yeah, kids, this is a game that I used to play when I was your age, and this is what Sonic games was based off of. This awesome game right here. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's time for me to start building a all-in-one little game console center and just download some ROMs and stuff and play all those old games.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yep, it would. Time to do the independent stuff. So
heck yeah.
all right, let's move on. No. This one is this one might hurt a little bit, depending on how big of a fan you are. Bungie will lose independence within Sony if Destiny 2 fails financial goals. So, if you guys remember in the past, we talked about how Bungie had recently had layoffs, and they let go about 100 people from their studio and so forth, as well as the fact that they only met 45, or they were off. Sorry, they were off by 45% of their financial goal compared to what they were expecting for Lightfall's DLC drop for the year 2023. According to this, when Sony acquired Bungie and Destiny 2 back in 2022 for $3.6 billion.
A lot of money.
It is. Bungie remained as an independent subsidiary. Subsidiary. I cannot read today. Don't even try it. I'm not even gonna try it.
You got it.
They decided to stay independently separate from Sony as a company, even though they are owned by Sony. But Bungie pretty much got to make all their financial change decisions and all the game decisions, on their own without having to worry about the Sony executives putting their 2 cents in. But the problem is that if things continue to go the way they have been, and if Bungie does not succeed in this next DLC for the final shape, and the sales do not get better, and they don't meet their financial success goals, Bungie could lose that independency from Sony and be dissolved into Sony as a whole.
Yeah.
So they would lose all their decision-making rights, and they would all have to go through Sony for future decisions and everything for Sony, or for Bungie and Destiny too. So, but let's see here. But according to this, in the wake of 100 layoffs at Bungie in October, Bloomberg reported that the studio had missed its 2023 forecast by 45%, following the launch of the disappointing Lightfall expansion. With player counts for Destiny 2 reaching the historic lows, at least on PC, IGN reported that Parsons, not Sony, made the decision to lay off staff and institute other cost-cutting measures in order to fill the hole left by the seemingly unrealistic revenue targets. So not only did they had to lay off people, they also made other decisions as well as to have a hiring freeze. So that means they're no longer hiring people at this time. They are cracking down on annual cost of living adjustments. So that makes it difficult, because as the cost of living goes up, this means that they have the right to decide that they're going to stop, in giving employees a cost of living increase because of what's going on around the world. And then they also had decided that there's going to be no holiday bonus. And if things continue, layoffs are also in the near future, again, if things do not seem to turn around.
Quote, if I'm not mistaken, they even said that they're not afraid to pull that lever again if they have to. If they have to. I don't know how to feel about that, Jake. Like,
I mean, they bought themselves some time, hoping that things are, hoping that things will turn out for the best with Final Shape. Even though they've pushed it back into February 2024, or no, I'm sorry, they delayed it till June. Sorry, the original release date is February 2024.
yeah.
How they pushed it back to June. And then they pushed back that Extraction Shooter Marathon has been delayed until 2025. So,
To be honest, I get it. I get that they want to keep their independence and whatnot. But with how things been going this past year, especially with Bungie itself, or with Destiny itself, with Lightfall, and how this year's seasons kind of went, it's going right now. I don't think being under Sony's wing would be so bad for them, because now we absolutely have somebody to blame for 100 people losing their jobs. We have a reason. It's not came out that, hey, it's persons who put that trigger. He's the one that's like, okay, we gotta lay off people, we gotta cut back on these things. Heck, if I'm not, because I looked at the IGN article, they even went as far as cut back on like pottery, like little things that they had at the workplace, like pottery classes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, well, if things bad, then say it, let people know they're bad. But Lord have mercy, goodness, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Sony, Bungie has a lot to do. And the sad part is, with Destiny right now, Bungie is making an effort. They are finally making those changes and doing things to, give people get play what they want, but at the same time, but still, it's just maybe, like not every company could be independent.
well,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel that they are in a position that they're not going to win right now, because the way things are trending, it doesn't look very bright for Bungie right now.
Yeah.
And if they lose independency from Sony, then that's going to probably mean a lot of changes in Bungie, and as well as the game development itself for Destiny 2. Yeah. And that could also lead to a very, very close end to Destiny 2. Like, that game could, they could end up putting that game on the shelf and closing it after so long if things continue the way they are.
Yeah.
But that's going to be all left up to the decisions of the executive board on Sony, if Sony ends up dissolving Bungie directly into them completely. So it really is, a double-edged sword at this point, because, Bungie is not going to have that opportunity to make those decisions on their own anymore. So it's going to be difficult for them. And, but at the same time, you've got to take the good with the bad. And in this case, the bad is that they could lose more people. Bungie could, lose itself into Sony completely. But, on the bright side, if that is the case, hopefully Sony would continue to to do what's right for Bungie, and keep the game alive and everything else. But at this, but we just won't know until things happen. So, let's just, we're just going to keep an eye out, and we'll see what happens in the next, few months when the game comes out, when the final shape comes out in June, and we'll just kind of proceed with that and see what happens. So,
yeah,
that's all for.
Yeah, like I said, with Bungie is right now, they are doing everything they can to win back the trust of their community, and they are, like I said, they are making changes to the game that people have been asking for.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a little late for that now.
Yeah, because right now, I can say without a doubt, right now we're in another is popular to a Bungie season and among the Destiny community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I've told you this before, where Iron Banner was last week, right? And they came out with this new mode called Freak. What was it called? It was different. It was different. It was like capture. It was like that Call of Duty mode where it's capturing the flag and taking it to a point.
Mm-hmm.
But with this mode, it's like the bank point is like moving around the map every so often.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not one of the things where somebody can just, crowd up around the point, blocking everybody from getting to the point, and just play like that the whole time. The point is constantly moving. That mode was there for a day, dude. A day before people, like a day, and people, the community, complain, moan, and groan to the point where Bungie, tried to listen, trying to do a better job, took that new mode out and put control back in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm telling you, I'm looking at the comments on the Twitter feed, dude. It was right down the middle. Right down the middle. People like, oh, I hate it. People like, well, it only been there for a day. It's just people saying, people like one person made a good point. And I will say this about the Bungie community and gaming community as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to complain and moan and groan about wanting more, wanting something different. And then when we get that different, we still don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what Bungie can do at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, they can continue doing what they're doing, but I don't know. It's going to take time.
Yeah, it is, and it's hard to please everyone, but you can't please everyone, and that's the problem. People are going to complain about everything, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it is. So, I hope I wish Bungie the best, and hopefully they'll be more successful than they were, and I hope that they don't lose their independency from Sony. But if they do, we'll just kind of see what happens in the near future and see how that turns out. So, good luck, Bungie. I wish you the best.
Wish you the best, Bungie.
Language.
Oh yeah. God dang it! Y'all doing so good.
And you keep failing.
You know what? I'll put that one. I'll put a penny in the cookie jar for that one.
All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is about a game that had a early access review, and not even short after that, the company decided to go belly up.
Belly up, of course. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm just gonna say this. I have not seen this in years. But go ahead. Tell the people. Tell the people. No.
All right, guys. So the game that we're talking about is called The Day Before. It is apparently, or it was, a survival shooting game from a zombie apocalypse of some sort. And the game came out shortly as a early access, shortly after the Game Awards came out, I believe it was, and it has horrible reviews. Like, people, IGN gave it a 1, rated it the worst game of the year. The game has so many bugs and issues with it, apparently, that the editor or the writer of this article was having problems with it running on a 4070 Ti and a AMD Ryzen 3700X computer, which that computer is more than capable of handling, a AAA title without any problems, especially with a 4070 Ti. But it according to this, his exact words were, it was a disastrous early access release. They just had so many problems. Apparently, this game was supposed to be an open world environment, which it's not. The survival method of this game is apparently very bad. And they said that the NPCs, like when you interact with NPCs, the scripts are so dry that it sounds like the characters that voice the NPCs are AI users and not actual people scripting them. So, yeah, it is very bad.
Like, goodness,
So yeah, the game was just overall trash, apparently, and not even, I think it was like 2 or 3 days after the early access, the company decided that they're closing its doors, the studios, so the game's not even going to be released. The company just decided, it was like, look, we don't have the funds, we can't continue the budget on this, we can't continue the budget on anything right now, so we're closing the studio entirely. So Fantastic, I believe it is, or Fanatics. No, Fantastic. Yeah, Fantastic. Developer Fantastic decided to close their doors for good.
Yeah, honestly, they should. As you explained, I was looking at this video, and I just saw a zombie get out a car and try to attack me. Like, open up the door and get out. They got out the car and try to run down on this man. Like, dude, this game is like, from looking at gameplay, this game tries to be so many different things and fails at them all. They try to be Division. They try to be freaking, I guess, a looter shooter. They try to be they try to be The Last of Us. The Last of Us multiplayer, which, by the way, that 2 got canceled, but that's neither here nor there. You're here or there. This game is so bad. Like, so bad. It makes the King Kong game looks playable. It makes that game looks enjoyable compared to this. I don't even understand how.
Well, the funny part is the writer said that he had more fun just standing in a dumpster trying to avoid the zombie than playing the game.
Yeah, I could believe that. Like, dude, it's like I'm just looking at it, just seems so, and it's so eerie. Like, there was I have never seen a game. Okay, because like this takes place in New York. Like I say, this is why I say Division, because Division 1 takes place in New York. Division's New York compared to this is like a bustling city. And as you know, in Division, everybody was in quarantine or hiding. It was just like, the villain every now and, the enemy groups and dogs and whatnot. This is just barren, dude.
Yeah.
And like you got that like one zombie or two zombies or three zombies coming at you, all in a generic fashion. It's like, and then the fact that he released this early access for what, $30-something?
Yeah,
$30, and this is what they give people.
Yeah, and then on top of it, like one of the things that was really bad about this game was the fact that if you died, you pretty much lose everything that you had. Like you do not come back with any of the equipment that you had, or any of the arsenal and stuff like that. Like you get it back. You had a backpack. You can eventually after dying like 2 or 3 times, you are practically bare bone. Like you have absolutely nothing on you.
Oh,
and then you're expected to try and beat zombies or somehow get currency of some sort. Like there was no way to be successful in this game if you die multiple times. So it was really bad. It was a bad choice.
Wow.
So
that is just.
So whatever you do, people, do not buy this game. Oh wait, you can't.
Okay. Oh, that's
all right. So we're just gonna move on from the disappointing game here, and we're gonna move on to more disappointing news.
Well, wait, Knyght Tech. Well, let's go.
Nope. Got one more article.
What?
One more. For those who loved E3, I am sorry to report this, but E3 is done. They have officially announced that they have closed their doors for good. They are no longer bringing E3 back. They are dead. They are gone. They will not be returning. They have announced that they will be closed. They have closed the doors. They are not coming back for 2024. And they will not be doing any more events at all. A lot of this has to do with the fact that they just don't see the strength in the in numbers anymore. They're, of course, at the same time, we've got, all these different companies that used to be, parts of, E3. So like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and stuff like that. Well, companies like Sony and Nintendo has started doing their own thing, like, the stay at play or
stay to play. Ain't what they call something like that.
Let's see here. I'm pulling it up right now. I totally forgot.
All right.
No, State of Play was Sony's thing, and then Nintendo Direct was their digital event. So when Sony and Nintendo started doing their own thing, announcing their own games and having their own event parties like that, it took away from E3. Not only did that happen, but then now you've got the Game Awards. The Game Awards had also started affecting them as well because people are announcing games at the Game Awards. So when you've got all these different companies and all these different types of competitors now, let's just call them competitors, out there trying to, show off their stuff, before E3 even happens, what's there left for E3? There's not much of anything left for E3 to be able to hold up and be able to present. So because of that, the numbers are not as strong as they want them to be and where they need them to be. And, it has just become a downhill slope since the pandemic. And, they just was like, you know what? We can't do this anymore. by the time that everything comes around to us, everything is already announced, and there's nothing really available for us to hold our hands to. So we're just going to close our doors and call it good.
That is sad. That is very sad. And I guess in a way, I guess in a way we kind of, I guess you can say we kind of saw it coming because, yeah, like I remember once upon a time, Sony, Ubisoft, EA, Microsoft, they like yeah, some things would come out, some things would get announced, but the bulk of it, the real big announcement, the real like reveal gameplays, all of that used to be reserved for EA, and that's just not the case anymore. It's truly an end.
You mean Resolve?
E3.
Yeah. EA is like EA doesn't hold anything, but
yeah,
I think you meant E3.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like they used to be held for E3, and now it truly is the end of an era. I remember, like, cause at first I was like, well, what about? I was thinking about like, well, they could still do stuff for like computer and tech wise, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a show for that too, ain't it?
Yeah, there's a show specifically for that.
Yeah, so it's like the big brother who was there as all the other things was coming up, and now it's like, all right, bro, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
You can hang it up now.
Yep.
Oh,
and it's been going on since 1995, so they've been doing it for 28 years. Yeah, 28 years, nearly 30 years. So
yeah,
it's truly a sad time for this era to end, and it really is. So
it is.
But oh man, and I really liked watching the E3 shows. They were very fun to watch.
Same here, man. Like, dude,
don't lie, either watched
full crowd. And I remember, I used to be on the phone. I used to be on the phone with Homie K when those things were playing. Me and him just be talking back and forth about like what the show is and whatnot. Oh,
yeah,
it's sad day. Sad day.
It is a sad day, very sad. So, but unfortunately, things have to continue to move on, and things will just progress as they go. So if you want your information about video games and stuff like that, just continue staying tuned to us as we'll talk about the video games industry and the news that we find. But you still got plenty of options out there like the Game Awards and the Sony State to Play and Nintendo Direct. And because E3 is bouncing out, I am pretty sure Microsoft, since they were pretty much the only company left, Microsoft will probably just end up having their own show now that they would do digitally, or they will probably end up just waiting until the next Game Awards. So,
like, don't Microsoft already have the own look? If I'm not mistaken, they like last year.
You know what? I think you're right. I think they did last year. So, either way, you got your shows out there now to keep up with. So, unfortunately, E3, it is sad to see you go, and I'm so sorry to hear it. But you've been good to us for the last 28 years, and you will be missed.
Amen on that one. Thank you for all you have given to us over these years.
Yes.
It's sad, man. But hey, it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and go into the next topic, our next category.
Alrighty.
Knyght Tech news. So with Knyght Tech news, we are going to talk about some of the technology out there in the tech world, and currently today, the RTX 4080 and 4070 Ti are reportedly getting a production freeze to make room for the forthcoming super variants, while the RTX 4070 will continue on. This doesn't make sense to me as a individual, but I mean, it's Nvidia. They're going to make their own rules. But according to this, with less than 2 months before the announcement of the 40 series supermodels, Nvidia is putting a halt to the production of the RTX 4080 and the RTX 4070 Ti lines. The idea is, of course, is that this will be superseded by the 4080 Super and the new 4070 Ti Super.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not Nvidia. They make up their own rules.
Yeah, I see that. Shoot.
So these will be replacing the two most powerful cars in the 40 series, besides that of the 4090, which just means you're going to be paying money for these things. And the third-party companies such as Asus, Gigabyte, Zotac, and etc. Are no longer making these models in their production. So they have stopped making the 4080s and the 4070s or 4070 Ti's in lieu of the fact that they're going to be making the 4080 Supers and the 4070 Ti Super, which will be announced in CES 2024 in January. And by the way, that's the show you're talking about, where they're talking about the computer components and all the computer companies and stuff like that. That's the show you're talking about, CES.
Oh, no, what's something? Who?
But the 4070, the plain old 4070, is expected to stay in production while the other cards are being produced. So the expected lineup for Nvidia is going to be the RTX 4090, RTX 4080 Super, the 4070 Ti Super, 4070 Super, 4070, 4060 Ti, and the RTX 4060. So they are making a vast amount of lines for their cards and just kind of trying to make room for them all. So they decided to they decided to get rid of two of the existing cards that have been out for not that long, and one that's been out for a while, but it is how they want to proceed. But
what? Take it. Why is it going to replace you? They're still going to run
there's nothing wrong with them. They're not going to stop making drivers or anything like that for them, or it's just they're just going to replacing them out on the market. So
so
they're just making room for new products is what they're doing. That's all.
Okay. Oh, that kind of got me wondering, would the RTX 4080 Super and the RTX 4070 Ti Super Ti, I'm sorry. Would it be roughly around the same price range of the current one, the one that is shelving?
Most likely. I mean, it might be $100 or more, but who knows? It's not going to be. It's not going to be,
drastically more.
Yeah, so it's not going to be like a 4090 cost.
So, I guess it's kind of like one of the. I guess you could call it like a PS5 fat board slim move,
sort of.
where it's essentially same thing, sleeker model.
Sort of.
Or
Well, they'll probably be bigger in size than the other ones, but
yeah, or no, I'm saying this case stronger model.
yeah. Well, they're just using more of the chipset's full potential in each one of these rather than what they do to cut down the performance in the chipset for the older models. So they're enabling more features available in the chipset for these newer models than they were for the older ones. So
all right, okay, I can mess with. I can buy that.
So, but yeah, it's not much, but they're just looking to make room for new products and stuff like that. Nvidia is not big on putting sales on their stuff, and even if they did, there's not like a huge margin on them. So, companies would kind of tend to lose a lot of money when they go on sale anyways, but so it's not gonna be long, but it'll probably they're probably not even gonna. It's not gonna be too long because it'll be like probably 2024 or 2025 when they'll announce the 50 series of the RTX graphic cards and stuff like that. And but either way, nothing too extravagant except for the fact that they're getting rid of two perfectly good cards just to make room for two more cards that have a little more beefed up power to them. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's about it, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. They come and they go very quickly.
Yes, they do. Quicker. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's technology is like you buy something today and it's out of date the next week. Oh,
that is true. That's why I made it a point to wait at least 5 years before I upgrade my phone.
Right.
Because let's be honest with it, in 5 years time, Nvidia came out with 20 different versions of that phone.
Yep. All right. So our last topic for the day. This is only a rumor. This is a speculated rumor. So do not hold anything against me. But Sony PlayStation 5 Pro reportedly features AMD RDNA 3 GPU architecture with up to 60 compute units. So
that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. So apparently a leaker has come out and announced that the possible specs for the Sony PlayStation 5 Pro console, which is not going to be coming out until 2025, I think it is.
Wait, what?
It might be 2024. I can't remember. Hold on, I'm looking right now.
Hold on. Why we need?
No, it won't be until November 2024.
Wait, what? So that's the fair.
Oh no, like I said, everything's in rumor, so don't hold me to it. But that's expected release date is 2024 November. So, but the new, and I'm actually excited about this. So the new architecture is that they're going to be using AMD's Zen 2 processor for the CPU. It's going to be an 8-core with up to 4.4 gigahertz processor. And then the GPU is going to be an AMD RDNA 3 graphics card or graphics GPU with up to 60 compute units. And then the console will have about 16 gigabytes of DDR6 RAM, putting out about 18 gigabits per second. And it is going to be a expected announce date is going to be September 2024, and the release date is expected to be November of 2024. So, but what this is that the graphics for the console are primarily going to be RDNA 3 architecture. So that means it's going to be as powerful, or it can be expected to be as powerful as a RTX 7800 XT, or not RTX. Wow, I am so bad at this.
No, you're doing great.
It can be as powerful as an AMD's 7800 XT, and it can have as much as 28.67 teraflops capability.
Oh, wow.
And it is going to be pretty impressive because, I mean, the 7800 XT just came out this year. So, I mean, that's fairly impressive. You know, and then, but then it's going to also have some capabilities of the RDNA 4 architecture, which will probably handle the ray tracing capabilities a little bit better than the previous gen. So you'll have a better ray tracing experience with the new architecture that they're going to be using for ray tracing. So, but it kind of goes back and forth. Some people are saying that it's only going to have 54 compute units of, you know, for the graphics card or the GPU and built in. Some are saying it's going to be 60 compute units. And it's just, you know, it's just going to be, you know, we won't know for sure until, you know, it gets closer to the time that, you know, the console is going to be announced. But, you know, it's going to be exciting. I think that's going to be really fun because that means that the graphics are going to be able to, you know, be a little bit better. They're going to be a little bit smoother. So games that you might have trouble with playing with now will probably play a little bit smoother on this console. So it all depends on how things turn out. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that. You know, if I end up buying a PS5, it'll probably be the PS5 Pro. I will put my money down on that. So,
you know something? I'm not gonna lie to you. As you know, when you come down to it, I'm usually against the whole pro version of things, especially when you come out to the gaming consoles. But this actually sounds like it would be worth the buy, especially depending on what the price is. It is definitely seem like it would be something worth the investment and something that would be like, okay, yeah, you know, I can understand you upgrade your PS5 for, you know, the Pro in that situation. Cause like, dude, that sounds beefy in all the right ways.
oh yeah,
Like I kind of like, granted, this is all just rumor.
currently, yes.
They're
They're all current rumors.
So until it's confirmed, I can't really say nothing much on it.
Well, in comparison, let's say these rumors are true, okay?
Yeah.
And let's see here. If that is true, the current PS2 has a AMD Ryzen Zen 2 architecture CPU, 8 cores, 16 threads.
Yes. True.
With a with processing power up to 3.5 gigahertz. The GPU in the current PS5 is a AMD RDNA 2 graphics engine with ray tracing capabilities, and it holds up to a frequency of 2.2 gigahertz, which is equivalent to 10.3 teraflops.
Oh,
so, but you're looking at the fact that if this is true, you're looking at a graphics card that's going to double that or more than double that performance capability, nearly 3 times that amount, because we're going from 10.3 teraflops to
20. Yeah.
or 28.6.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Sony. You got me interested. You got me interested. Just let's just be something real, because oh,
But we'll just see.
so
But yeah, when you look in comparisons, like and if you're interested in looking this up, you can go to videocards.com or .net. It's a technology site that talks about these things, but they've got a list of all kinds of information. So in comparison, you're looking at a yeah, so like GPU wise, the PS5 Pro would have 60 compute units if this is true, compared to 36 in the PS5 and the PS5 Slim. The Xbox Series X has 52 compute units, and the Xbox Series S only has a 20 compute unit. And we don't know the clock speed or clock power yet, so we're that is to be determined. But you're talking about in difference of in comparisons to a 10 teraflops, 12 teraflops, and 4 teraflops. So but if anything is true, we could be looking at a huge increase. So we don't know. We will find out. But like I said, this is all rumor. It's all speculation. So there is no guarantees that this is all true. But
yeah,
I mean, but quote unquote, from the article, it says the gaming console is reported to boast 16 gigabytes of DDR6 memory connected with a 256-bit memory bus, resulting in 576 gigabits per second bandwidth, and a GPU clock is rumored to be at 2.0 gigahertz, equating to a single precision compute power of 28.67 teraflops, thanks to AMD's RDNA 3 dual issue design.
nice.
Yeah. So
Loki wanna. Dang, I ain't gonna lie. Not gonna lie, Jacob.
well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There could be changes in it. There could be a lot of different stuff that could happen. So
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Cause I would definitely hop on board that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yep.
Cause I'll have to tap into my streamer money, as people like to call it.
That's right.
But yeah, I would definitely hop on that. Yeah, how about that?
Yep. So it gives you something to look forward to. So if you're looking for a PlayStation in the market, I would wait and see what they say about the Pro and see what happens, man. I mean, it definitely sounds like it would definitely be a good thing, but we'll see. It's all rumor right now, so we'll see. This could all be lies. It could be lies, people, lies, I tell you.
True. Like, dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it is true and I do get my hands on it, I'm ultimately playing so much more than just that, because of the simple fact that means I would have to get another capture card. That could really capture the fullness of that. Because the one I have right now, the only do. I can't believe I just said only do, like it's not a lot, but 4K 60 frames per second. That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot.
Right.
Right? But now games like Call of Duty, most of the games are now had the option to be ran in at 120 hertz. 120 frames per second.
Right.
So and as you found out, every time I try to do it like that, things start acting up. So
I get it. You want to be able to share the experience of the fullness of the game.
Yeah,
I get it. So
yeah, but oh man, that's
so. But that's it, guys. That's our news for you guys this week. I really hope you enjoyed, and I don't know what else to say, but thank you for listening to the Gamers Chat podcast. We will be back again with more random topics and news that we can find to chat about. You can find us on Twitter or X at GamersChat2023 and Instagram at GamersChatOfficial. And we will see you guys next time.
You guys are awesome. I love you.